DBS community, welcome back to another Dark Maul Super video here with Kyle Chris, and today I'm going to be going over a deck profile for Whis. This is a very fun deck that I feel that is extremely underused in the current cycle of decks. I think it is a very powerful yellow deck. I think overall it maybe is missing one piece, maybe two pieces. Those pieces I'll kind of go over in the list once we get to that point. But I do think the deck is really solid. I do want to play it in some form of fashion, whether it's in a regional or in local or something, because I do think it's really fun. And if you don't tech against this deck is extremely annoying. I'm going to fix my camera slightly. Okay. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the list down below. Like I said, I do think this list is very fun. It is a very interesting version of a yellow deck because it plays some of the good yellow stuff, but actually it doesn't really play any good yellow stuff. It's a very archetype locked deck. But you guys will see that once we get into the video here. So make sure you like and subscribe, as I said. Hit the bell for all notifications. We post content weekly. So thank you guys for watching. So we'll go over what the leader does. The leader is a 10k, like most leaders. Auto, swing, draw. That's normal. Auto, once per turn. You can, if it's your opponent's turn, you can combo with a skillless card, or whenever you combo with a skillless card of energy cost of 2 and 15k power, a yellow one. I think it's yellow. I think they made it so, yeah. Yellow skillless card with 15k power. You can then, at the end of your turn, you can then combo it and play it from the drop area. So you can combo out a skillless card, kind of like so, and then that card will then come into play. And you do that once per turn. Now there's other ways of getting those cards onto the board. So the idea is that you're playing out a ton of 15Ks, relatively a ton of 15Ks, and you're doing this to then gain value on your turn by upgrading them, evolving them, and doing some fun stuff. So you can awaken at 4 life, you're restand 1, draw 1, or you can awaken if you have a specific 2-cost unison in play, then you can awaken. This side, Whis has the same effect, where you can combo with the skillless card, and then if you combo with the skillless card, you can then play the skillless card afterwards. Something fun that you can do is if your opponent's pushing for damage and you have the ability to awaken. Awakening is not always the best thing to do on turn 2. It depends on the deck you're playing against. So my thought is, if you're playing against a very aggressive deck, you want to wait until your opponent is going to be kind of swarming you with attacks. And the reason why is because you can combo on this side for 1 and combo out a skillless and then play out that skillless, and then on the next attack you can then awaken and then combo out another skillless and then play that skillless. So you can play 2 skillless on your opponent's turn in the same turn if you play the deck right. The activate main, you can basically choose one of your skillless cards, sack it, and then play a card name with the X Evolve skill. That's an energy cost of 3 with the same name from your deck. So yeah, we're going to be playing Gokus and Vegetas. So you can play a Goku on top of a Goku, or you can play a Vegeta on top of Vegeta. Kind of how that goes. So we'll go over what the actual leader does. We went over what the leader does, we'll go over what the actual deck does. So skills package, 4 of each. Yeah, you got the 15Ks here. You got Gokus and Vegetas, all foil, so they do more damage. But as I was saying, like I said, you combo with one of these guys, and then at the end of that combo, you play this card from the drop area. You can do that on your awakened turn twice. You can do it on your unawakened side, and then on your awakened side, you can combo with another one. It's a fun little tactic. You want to, if you generally can, you want to wait until turn 3 to awaken, or until you have at least 2 skills in your cards in your hand, so then you can awaken on your defensive turn. It feels much better to do it that way, because then if your opponent, if you end up blocking 2 attacks, or if you end up blocking 1 but you get to play 2 cards, it puts your opponent in a very interesting position, because now they either tap more energy to go into attacks, or you get 2 free 15k swings on your opponent's turn, plus your normal swing, and then your leader ability and whatever else you have going on. I do run an extra skillless of each. I run 20Ks, and we'll kind of show why. You do have the ability to play these guys out later on in the game due to other skills. So you can still combo with these guys. You don't get the play effect off of this, but we do have ways of being able to play this guy out from the deck or the drop area. So we run 120k of each, just because it is fun tech. It's just nice to have. I rounded it out to 10 cards of skillless, and these do actually play a factor, especially when you're going for on game turns. All right, so we run 3 Whis Helping Hand. This is your, it's one of your, I'll say a tutor, but this is one of your draw engines. If this deck was King Piccolo, this would be your piano card in a sense. So once per turn you can play it, and then search top 5 for a skillless card, so any skillless card, and then or a 2-drop unison, and then you have an auto. Whenever you combo with the skillless card, you have to draw the card, and that's once per turn. You cannot have multiple on board to then get multiple effects. It only counts for one time, so you can combo. When you combo with one of these guys, you then get to draw a card. Just allows you to cycle through your deck, and if they don't remove one of these, it becomes extremely annoying to deal with, and you're just able to just draw a ton of cards. And that's the main reason why we don't run 4, because the auto only triggers once per turn on your opponent's turn and on your turn, so there's no reason to actually have 4 in play. If you're playing a best of 3, you may side deck the 4th one just in case your opponent has removal. That way you can make sure you stick one of these. We run the Vegeta, the Insurmountable. This is the TP promo. This card comes out for free if one of your 2-drop battle cards. Yeah, skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 is removed from the field by a skill or KO to get the player's card from your hand for free. So any of these cards here, any of those, even the 20Ks, they get removed. You have to play this 15K out for free. Then, when this card deals damage to your opponent or removes a marker from a unison, once per turn you can choose one of your skills cards with 15K power and play it from your drop area. So obviously, Vegeta. So then you can play out either the Goku or the Vegeta from your drop area, and it's an active mode, so you get another swing. So not only can you swing with one of these skillless here. Let's say you swing, they kill it, they arrival something out and kill it. Boom, you play this guy now. Then this guy swings. If this guy deals damage, you get to play another one of these back out, and then you get another swing, and that's incredible value. And if he sticks on the board, becomes pretty gnarly to deal with. You got a 15K where you're gonna swing at your opponent's unison, and if they don't have a negate, they're going to allow you to play a 15K for free, and that can allow you to pressure down a unison a little bit more, because if it has one marker on it, you can swing with this. They take the damage, and then play one of these, and then you swing for 15 at the unison as well. Yeah, very good card. 2 is fine. If I had more, probably would run more. I'm not investing too much into the deck because currently the deck's not extremely high in rotation. Depending on the cards that are coming out in the next set, Whis may get a little bit better. We'll kind of go over that once set 13 drops. So we'll then go over the cards the reason why we play the skillless engine, which are the deities. You have the Goku and the Vegeta deities, or deities disciple. Basically Whis' disciples, of course. Vegeta has double strike. Goku has crit. They both evolve for X. They both have an X evolve for 1 energy, where they evolve on top of a 2-drop Yellow Sun Goku or Vegeta. So Vegeta has these options here, and then Goku in the deck has these options here. So you have these 3 options here that you can evolve from this guy into this, and these 2 for Goku. There's a 3rd Goku out there that's it's a super combo. I think it's called Son Goku Kind-Hearted. I don't have my copies for some reason. I ordered them, I never got them. So they're a very cheap uncommon card. It's a super combo that you can play off, and you can evolve into it if you'd like to. But like I said, these are pretty good combos here. So Goku and Vegeta both draw you a card when they come into play. Goku has the ability when this card attacks, you choose one of your opponent's cards in rest mode and KO it. Any battle card. As long as it doesn't have barrier and indestructible, it's going to die. And that is extremely powerful in a deck that yellow decks do not have a lot of removal. So being able to just naturally remove something and then swing for 20k crit is extremely good. Vegeta, whenever your opponent plays a counter skill during this card's attack window, this card restands. That's very good. So it allows you to basically make him a dual attacker in a way. And being able to pressure 20k double strike is extremely good. Now, if you have both of these guys on board, early game, Vegeta can pressure your opponent down to a life if you're trying to rush them down, so you can get in there and win. That's a good idea. This guy's also just really good for just removing unisons because he's double strike, and because of his ability to restand, your opponent's going to think twice about using a negate on him. So they may use a negate, you restand him, and then you can either just pass. Now he got value out of your opponent's hand, and he restood, so your opponent can't attack him. Or then you can swing again and waste more energy. Now when both of these guys die, now when both of these guys are removed from the field, either by, I think it's by a skill. Yeah, when they're removed by a skill, you get to choose a 2-drop of the opposite character from your deck or your drop area and play it out. So for Goku, Goku can play out the 2-drop Vegetas, and then Vegeta can play out the 2-drop Goku. So again, these cards. So Goku can play out any of these 3. Vegeta can play out any of these 2. That's very good. Especially, let's say you get 3 swings in with Vegeta, or 2 swings in with Vegeta. They kill this. They bounce it, they do something, and it's just removed from the battle area, right? Yeah, so it can be bottom decked, it can be whatever. If your opponent removes this, you get to play out one of these. So let's say you play out this guy here. Then this guy swings, deals the damage, adds a marker. Then you can play out this guy, and then evolve directly back into this if you have one in your hand. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. But yeah, Goku, like if Goku dies, you can bring this out. Then this swings, and then you can bring out a Vegeta, and then you can play this on top of the Vegeta, or you can play on top of this. Either one. And then you also have the 20Ks as well. This is good if you're pushing for game, or you just want to pressure a little bit stronger, especially if you're playing against red decks, because a lot of red decks have 20K unisons or just 20K blockers or whatever. You can just bring out one of these guys, swing, and then use your leader ability to sack it off afterwards to then play out the evolve target. Now when you do his ability, you don't actually get the draw off of the X evolve, but that's okay, you still get to play him. And then the Goku's there. The Gokus aren't anything special there. But this is your main package. This is what you're trying to win the game with. You're spamming out a lot of these. I see people charge these. I personally would never charge a Deity's Disciple. Even if I had 4 of them in my hand, I'm not charging this card. I will charge one of the skillless. Even if it's one of the 20Ks, I will charge it. Truthfully, you're going to see all your skills throughout the game. Being able to dump out skills cards with this dying ability, where you can just add it, from your deck, you're going to do that, to thin out your deck. And if you don't have any in your deck, then you play them from the drop area, and then you evolve on top of these. Since you can't get these guys back, you want to keep these as many as possible, because this is your main win condition and pressure, piece in the deck. Tucson Gohan. This is an interesting card. It's a Self-Awakener, so when this card swings, you take a life. This card gains 11k, so becomes a 15k. If this card deals damage, you get to search top 7 for a skillless of energy cost 2. Basically any of the 15k unisons that you run, and then you can play it out in rest mode. So it just allows you to just play out another card. It's not an extremely good card. I'm waiting for some sort of better Self-Awakener that actually makes a little more sense. I mean, this card's okay. Maybe the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku with Double Strike would be a little bit better of a better option, just to add more pressure to your opponent. But it's just a cool card, and it goes with the archetype, so I wanted to throw it in there. 2 of the Beerus. As I've tested the deck, I've realized how good this card actually is, and I need to end up getting some foils of this, because it's one of the only cards I don't have foiled. So you combo with this card in auto. You can tap one yellow energy. You get to restand 2 of your 15k skillless and give them 5k power for the turn. So the idea is you play, you have your your Vegeta and your Goku on board, and let's say you swing with one, or even if you swing with both, you swing with your leader. You combo with one of these guys, tap a yellow energy, restand both of these guys, give them both 20k, and then evolve into your targets. And the reason why you evolve into the targets, because they keep the 5k buff. So because it's an X evolve, they actually keep all of their stats. So you're evolving then, and you're making these 25ks that also draw you a card each, and then 25k double strike, 25k crit, and that makes it a little more difficult to deal with. Now you can only play one of these once per turn, so you can't keep redoing it. But 2 is fine. 2 is whenever you're going for game, you can just choose 2 of your skills cards, just buff them up, swing with them again, and yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. We got 2 of those. 2 of the Searcher Vegetas. This card searches out almost every single card in your deck. Almost every single card in your deck is a Saiyan that's 3 or less and yellow. Yeah, or a specific 2-drop unison, which is the unisons that we run in the deck, of course. So we have that guy. The tech that everyone who plays Whis knows about now, which is Ox King. You play Ox King, he gives all other 3-drop or less yellow cards barrier. So every one of your 3-drop or less cards that are yellow, they get barrier. Now he doesn't give himself barrier, so you need to play 2. If you play 2 of them, then your entire board gets barrier, including these guys, and then the deck is extremely difficult to deal with. However, even if you just give him barrier, this is going to make your opponent have to waste some form of removal on the little 1-drop. And that is removal they could be using for your boss monsters or for one of your Gokus and Vegetas. So he just becomes a very annoying target. Even if you have to just play him for 1 and you have your board out there, it's okay if he dies, because your opponent's gonna have to target him first and then target the actual boss monsters. So we got 3 of him. Unison of choice obviously is gonna be Vados. So one of your 15Ks you can search out with half of the deck. Half of the searchers in the deck. She allows you to awaken. She has 3 abilities. +1, you get to choose a battle card or a unison, switch to the rest mode. This is extremely strong because this card allows your Goku to, wherever the Goku, I don't think I have it in here. It's down there somewhere. This allows your 20k Goku to just kill something, so you can just use this card, switch to the rest mode, swing at leader, and then KO something, which is very powerful. -4, you get to choose 2 of your 15k skills battle cards from your drop or your deck and play them. You're never really going to do that unless you just absolutely need need 2 more swings. The auto on this card is what's nuts. So auto, when your opponent attacks, once per turn, whenever one of your opponent's cards attacks, you get to choose a 2-drop skill list in your drop area and then combo with it. What's really powerful about this card is this allows you to play out your skills from the drop area. So you can combo with one of these. If you have a Whis on board, you can draw with it, and then this card allows you to play it out. It's a very interesting combination. Just allows you to just recur resources from the drop area. And if your opponent really doesn't want one of those on the board, now they have to use removal on one of these cards and that you just played for free. A lot of the times, people will swing up to unison and they'll swing for like 15k, and then you just combo with one of these on top of it, and then it goes to 20. And this is the only unison in the game that can combo in the combo step for defense. So it becomes a little annoying to deal with because now your opponent has to combo over. They have to go to 20, and that's not very fun for most of these decks. They don't want to combo into 20. Most of the time. So yeah, so you have Vados here. 2 Vegeta unisons for endgame, of course, as every yellow deck should be playing Vegeta in some capacity, whether it's at 4 or 2. Uses the game ender, uses it as a floodgate. Very, very good card. 2 Vegeta Prideful Transformation. It's searchable. Oxkin gives him barrier. He taps something coming into play, and he's got blocker. And he's also a Saiyan, so he's a cool card. You can't do any evolving stuff off of him, unfortunately, because he's a 3-drop and he's Goku, and he's a Vegeta GT. I keep saying Goku. Yeah, it's just a cool card. This card's gone up in price now. It's like 15-16 bucks. Very weird, very weird. It's always been a cheap SR. So one of the big things in the deck is that Black Mask Saiyan completely demolishes this deck, and if you're in a best of 3, this is the card you should be playing in your main board, sideboard, but you could also play it in the main board. Is Crisis Crusher. With all the 1-drops going around that just hurt a lot of decks, Black Mask Saiyan, any of the True Fighting Spirit Saiyan cards, this card comes into play if you have no cards in your field. It comes into play for 1 energy, and then you can use it to activate mate and then KO something, KO one of your opponent's battle cards 1 or less. This card also makes it so that your opponent, any player can out attack with 1-drops. So if you're playing against something like, Gogeta Xeno, you play this card, and now your opponent can't attack with any of their cards. And then this card can just pop one of those cards every single turn. So until they warp this with their blocker guy, it's just going to sit there. But Black Mask Saiyan's a big one. You play this into any matchup wherever they side Black Mask Saiyan. You play this. Well, you wait till they play Black Mask Saiyan to actually play something. Once they play it, if they don't play it for the first 2 turns, you're fine. Because then once you have Vados on the field, you can just kill that stupid card. But you play this, and then you just pop the Black Mask Saiyan. And you go, okay, cool. All that siding, you just died. So it's a fun card. 2 Poutine, since we're playing yellow. Vados allows you to, when you tap something, you can then play this off of it, and now you have a Poutine on board to tap stuff. 2 Nimbus. Deck's not extremely defensive, but having access to Nimbus is just very, very good, so 2 is fine. We run 4 Krillins in the deck. You can run Zamasu if you want. You can run any really super combo. I think Krillin's just the best, just being able to just bottom deck a card and then draw 2. It's really good too, especially if you get too much skillless in your hand, because you want the skillless or maybe you want one of your X Evolves in the deck, so you can use your leader ability. So then you just bottom deck it, use this ability, and then pop that. Pretty cool. One Champa, because most decks should run a Champa. You should always have one of these in your deck. Being able to give something double strike is just very, very good. Dark Banisher. Really, Overwhelm is kind of weird in this deck because you don't really want to Overwhelm until later. So Secret ID, any of the 4-drop or 3-drop Overwhelms just don't feel really good because you don't really want to warp your Saiyans away because you do need them. Late game though, this is fine. Especially if you already have a board established, being able to play this guy first and then swinging it in with all of your Gokus and Vegetas and whatever else you have on the board, and then using this guy to swing 3 times, generally can put games away. Forces your opponent to warp a card every time they use an ability. Very good effect, very good effect. And then secret rare of choice, just Supreme Kai. You'll probably see this being, I mean, this has been in almost every deck video that I've done. I may just stop including a secret rare in them because it's really up to just that whatever that person has. Xenocell is actually extremely good in this deck because all of your X Evolves are 3 energy. So if you have 4 of those on board, you have Xenocell. Very easy to do, actually. So yeah, you can run Xenocell as well. But I may just stop taking out. I may just stop putting my SCR in the deck just because you guys know what I run. It's gonna be Supreme Kai. It's gonna be Supreme Kai till I die or till I get a better one. That's why you even see it's even in a blue sleeve. It's not even in the same color sleeve. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys for Whis. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, this is a very fun deck. I'm hoping to get some content on the channel for this deck. I have 2 or 3 more regionals that I'm in this year. Not this year, but in the next 2 months. So I may play it at one of those events, just depending on what I feel about the new yellow stuff and the new sets. So cards. So some weak points of the deck, I feel, is the one biggest weak point of the deck is the fact that he is not a untapped 2. I think if he was an untapped 2 leader, this leader would be extremely good. Being able to use that second energy for something is very, very valuable, especially since he uses an energy for an ability. Being able to use one of those and still have one standing for Flying Nimbus would be very, very good. Also, we need another Goku. We need some form of 2-drop yellow Goku that has a very good on-play ability, whether it's a TP, whether it's just a normal card that comes out of a new set. As long as it has an ability and it is a 2-drop Son Goku, we're going to add it to the deck. And that's one of the nice things I guess about this leader is that any of these Disciple cards play out just a 2-drop, just generic name of the other character. So Vegeta and Goku's, obviously no GTs, no Future, no Xeno, nothing like that, but just being able to just play out a 2-drop Goku, once we get more of those cards in the pool, it adds so much. And I think it's just yellow, right? Yeah, it's just yellow. So if you keep getting yellow Son Gokus that are just 2-drops, you can really tech out this deck with certain things, and it's gonna confuse the heck out of your opponent having to deal with that. So those are some of the things that I think could fix the deck a little bit. There's not a lot. I think the deck could be playable. I think Black Mask Saiyan just hurts a lot, and playing Planet Vegeta for 1 and then waiting a turn and then playing playing Crisis Crusher is just it's painful. So it's probably my only gripe, really. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the deck itself. Let me know if there's any leaders you want me to make deck profiles on in the future. Certain decks you guys want to see budget builds of, just let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.